The reason people are just focusing much more on, I can do everything just by doing the vibe code.
Yeah, vibe coding.
So, but the fundamental is missing.
You need to think like a product manager, you need to develop like an architect, and you also need to test like you are an experienced QC.
Usually जहाँ पे आप बहुत least expect करते हो ना, वहीं पे आपका selection के chances ज़्यादा होते हैं।
Yes.
ये मेरे साथ बहुत बार हुआ है।
And I just know select star from where. That's all.
Other side, I take care of it, but if it is taken care of by most of the companies, it really helps.
Okay, so I'm the youngest in this group, so I'll go first.
Okay.
My name is Avijit. Rohit already knows me here. I am from probably the third or the fourth batch of Scalar's DSML program. I joined Scalar back in November 2021. I'm currently working as the Gen AI and the Agentic AI lead in Sigmoid. I'm also a mentor and instructor in multiple other tech platforms. Last 2-3 years have been really fruitful. So whatever hard work I had put in the program, they have kind of started paying off very recently.
Myself, Rohit. I'm working with Brillio as a senior data scientist.
Recently got promoted as well.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anshu, and currently I'm working as senior machine learning engineer at HP. I come from non-tech background. I have graduation in physics and post-graduation in subject in earth sciences. I started my journey in oil and gas industry, and I worked there for around 8.5 years. And then I transitioned into tech.
Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh Gupta. So I did my graduation in mechanical engineering. I passed out in 2017. Post that I did my master's in data science and analytics and directly joined as a senior data scientist in one of the R&D units of emphasis. I felt that I need to learn more about the deeper understanding of Gen AI and NLP, and that's why I joined the first Scalar batch. Currently I'm the co-founder and CTO Assessli. We have another brand name which is Donson.
Hi, I am Mayankesh and I have around 14 years of experience. I started, like you said, mobile application developer, Android. And I recently saw the ad of Scalar to upskill. So because I did my engineering in electronics and communication, so I was not knowing end-to-end system. So I thought, let's give a try to understand like how end-to-end system and how scalability works. So I enrolled for MS program, and I feel like I understand much better now, which earlier before joining the Scalar. So the journey is continuing, the learning is continuing. New things like AI agentic is coming, so I am putting effort in those direction as well.
One of the challenges that I am, looking and facing right now is that, for example, I hired a couple of people from in my company as an intern, as a full-time employees. The reason people are just focusing much more on, I can do everything just by doing the vibe.
Yeah, vibe coding.
So, but the fundamental is missing.
Yes.
And I believe you have to think like a product manager. You have to understand like a system narrative design. You have to work in depth with the development codes. Then only you will be able to create a solution or write a code or build a product which is directly on a production grade.
Yeah.
That perspective is required.
Usually what I do to solve any problem, right? I do not ask the AI to start generating code or something. My very first prompt or input to any AI tool is ki I want to build this. I am very new to this. Ask me as many questions as you can. And this will go on for, let's say, 10-20 prompts, 10-20 inputs. It will keep asking me something. I'll keep giving some inputs. It will refine its thought process. And this goes on for 10-20 times. After this entire process, it now knows exactly what could be the edge cases, what are the exact requirements. And then when I say go, it then starts generating the code. Also, another process that I follow is I don't use my keyboard to interact with AI tools. I'll open a product, something like a ChatGPT, which gives you access to translate speech to text. So I'll talk as much as I can. That gets translated into text. And then I copy and paste it into a tool like a Copilot or a Cloud Code. And that works. That has worked fine for me so far.
That's good. We are talking about AI. I just want to understand how your interview was there. Okay, all of you, anyone want to share your interview experience? And second question, like for you, like you are in the industry from long time, so how the interview things has been changed, and after this AI, the large gap came, right? And a lot of things has been changed. So just want to understand that.
People are using ChatGPT. So when you are going to interview, and interview can ask anything about it. So they don't do like whatever is required in the work. They can ask anything. It is more broader. Once it is more broader, then it will go lot deep. So it is kind of little difficult also, because first you know to need to know the surface, like
The breadth side,
breadth side of all the topics. Then you need to understand
depth.
and depth also.
Take from there depth versus breadth. So I'll give one example. When I was transitioning from geoscience to data science test roles, I didn't know what topics to cover. And in one of the, I know, okay, there is Python, there is R, there is SQL. I just had covered or very high level. Then in one interview, the guy was asking about SQL. And I just know select star from where. That's all. That's all. And obviously, people wouldn't like to hear those things. Okay. So again, breadth was missing when I was preparing on my own. But again, as I matured into after more interviews, then okay, these skill sets are also required. So yes, those two are
From there. So usually for me, from my experience, the whole journey of giving interviews is a very good learning experience. I mean, the things which I have learned in classrooms or maybe on my own, interview has been those things where it has helped me to learn a lot, okay, with a very fast-paced environment. But during that journey, even starting with this scaler, after 3 months I started my interviews. So I wanted to have that flavor. I mean, that flavor of rejection. What exactly they are asking the questions. So initially, there has to be multiple rounds. Usually, जहाँ पे आप बहुत least expect करते हो ना, वहीं पे आपका selection के chances ज़्यादा होते हैं. ये मेरे साथ बहुत बार हुआ है. That person asked me कि यार मैंने बहुत interview लिए. You tell me why do you want to get into this? And I was good at storytelling. तो मैंने तो पूरी जिंदगी की अपनी कहानी बता दी उसको आधे 1 घंटे में. ठीक है. And then he was really impressed. And then he suggested कि hey Saurabh, look at this. Although I am interviewing you for this specific position, but I personally feel that your whole, journey and whole perspective fits into some other company, and I am there as a mentor in that company. I can directly recommend you there.
Nice.
So he recommended me in one of the USA-based startups where there was a 45, 50-year-old guy CEO, and there were 2 developers, and I was the second developer. So I got into that job. Because of the 1, 2, 3 recommendations.
So it's like give your best.
Yeah.
Wherever matter, wherever you are.
Best and honest, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you don't fluff, you don't cook anything. Be honest to what you are doing.
So similar to that, I want to show one of the bad experience in the interview. Like everyone is sharing good experience. So when I started giving interviews, when you are new into this corporate, you are technically strong. Maybe you want to show your whatever things you have done. So interview asked me about my project, and I was like, I have done this project, this model I have trained, and this is the model I deployed and done. That's all. Okay, but they don't want to hear like that, right? They want to know the story. The storytelling is very important. That's what I'm telling. So maybe you are confident. You are saying, okay, I have done this thing, but you are not telling how you have done it. Okay, the confidence is coming, but technically, if you are strong, but you have to tell with the business side also why you have reached out to this particular solution.
Right.
So that's what this was one of the experience, and later I found, okay, I need to work on my storytelling. And one of my scalar mentor actually helped me, okay, how to approach interviews.
So I don't go a lot long post of a JD, but exactly those 4 or 5 key skills were exactly, for example, in our company, we prefer agnos. So in order to select people as an intern for who can prefer working on, maybe start with LangChain LangGraph and then start quickly on Agno, I have conducted an hackathon and then attached the winners directly to the, as an intern program. So that was one of the ideas I get into. For any requirements, for example, in backend developer, I exactly need MERN-stack developer. I don't need any Angular people. So this is very specifically mentioned that these are the 4 key points I would need that. So again, other side, I take care of it, but if it is taken care of by most of the companies, it really helps in a process long run.
So I think the time of the hour is a data scientist should come out of Jupyter notebook.
Yes,
That is the
definitely.
most
That's what,
important
like
thing.
most of the people just write the code in notebook, they're saying now it will go to production. It won't go. You need to, that's what I am seeing in all the juniors. They write the code in Jupyter, and when we ask them to put it into modularized code, just create the modules in the Python structure, okay, full folder structure, different folders for different parts like code, modules, data, everything. But they are like blind because they have not worked on that system. Okay, so you need to think, if I want to add any feature in the future, can I add it directly, or I need to entire code I need to take and I need to find the line where I need to add. It's very complex. So divide that particular project into modules. So in the future, if any feature you want to add, go to that module, add it, and it will impact overall project. So that's what.
On that exact point, right, I kind of feel it's going to be difficult for people who are just starting out or have maybe 1 or 2 years of experience, because the client or the stakeholder expectation have kind of evolved, where earlier they would give a team or a team member 8 weeks to brainstorm, whiteboard, develop and deploy. Assume that 8 weeks is what was given earlier. Now they want all these things to be done in just 2 weeks using AI.
There is a reason for that.
Yeah.
There is a reason for that.
So using AI tools is good to get the job done. Again, how do you do it reliably? That's another story. But what I'm saying, that if you do all of it using just AI tools, right? You don't think, you don't brainstorm, you don't whiteboard, and as a result of that, that understanding of problem solving doesn't gets evolved in your brain, and it's kind of a chicken and egg problem, right? You are not learning, you are not getting time to learn it, and when you have to implement it, you again use AI tool. So the learning then becomes very superficial. People who are just starting out, I kind of feel very bad for them, because with these requirements or expectation that you need to deliver quickly, right? They are not getting that opportunity to stick to the fundamentals, and I think a lot of learning a lot of hard work they need to put beyond office hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
To at least think without using even the laptop, just pen and paper. That without an AI tool, how I would have done it.
Okay, actually, I want to know your input about how Scalar impacted your life, because still I am learning and a lot of people want to know how the Scalar impacted, how you improved. So if you can put some input on that.
So before enrolling into Scalar, I was already struggling with data science, machine learning part of world. I had huge confidence gap. Scalar का structured course और ये सब करके I filled up that gap, at least for now. And second part is, whenever you read or something, you go through lectures, you are just consuming things.
Yeah.
Now with Scalar course, you are actually applying that knowledge in terms of projects, in terms of their assignments,
Case studies.
That is huge.
Me also, I would say, to join Scalar, there were 2 things I would say. Before Scalar, I just knew things from very high perspective, okay, like deep learning, computer vision, NLP, but I was not good with the machine learning, core machine learning, because I was in that fancy world, like I was just looking good in this image vision, NLP, because that was trending thing, okay, but the core of that thing is still machine learning, and I was like thinking it's very boring, okay, frankly it looks like boring only. So whenever I was going into interview, so every time I got rejection because of my core is not good. They were asking me loss functions around machine learning, and I was like, why are you asking me? This profile is for computer vision role or NLP, but it was relevant. And that time I decided, and in Scalar, to start machine learning, okay, leave NLP or deep learning. It started almost 70% of the course. Before that, they spend 5 months on your core part, like your NumPy, Pandas, mathematics behind that, all the probability stats. Then they started machine learning, and then they started whatever topics they were introducing. And you know, as a learner, जो भी topic पढ़ाएंगे तो उसके पीछे 5-6 concept already होंगे. And I was thinking, when they will ask, when they will start this particular topic, I will ask these questions, okay, because this was the curious mind. बट देन दे स्टार्टेड ना, वो क्वेश्चन आए नहीं, बिकॉज उन्होंने सारा का सारा जो बेसिक्स थे पहले क्लियर कर दिया ना. आई वाज सेइंग 5 महीने हो गए अभी तक उन्होंने स्टार्ट नहीं किया मशीन लर्निंग, बट व्हेन दे स्टार्टेड इट वाज गोइंग इन फ्लो, and that was a very big difference.
I think it was really a great insights that everyone shared. We shared our experiences, we get to know about each other. Recently, I attended one of the meetups here in Bangalore, but we would love to catch up with you all.
Sure.
Thank you guys for all your insights, especially from a founder, some tricks and tips, right? So this will be really helpful, and yeah, we can anyways always connect offline, plan some meetups, and take this ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So
Thank
whatever the insight you've given, I'll take into my current learning and improve. Yeah.
Sure. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, stay connected.